Hello, my name is Dina May. Thanks for joining me. My current profession is an instructional consultant and curriculum developer for an independent English language arts and reading firm. I travel all over the state of Texas to train teachers pre-K through 12 and students grades 3 through 12. I also teach instructional specialists and administration at each school. Each group of teachers and students would like to improve their composition writing, grammar, or reading comprehension. This is where I come in. How do we learn? People learn by being engaged with visuals and auditory information. They need to have a way of linking new information to prior knowledge, and they need to have individual goals set for acquiring this knowledge. I'm going to show 3 instructional theories that I believe should always be considered when planning a lesson to teach to any audience. Dual coding theory, which is part of cognitive information processing theory. Meaningful reception learning schema theory. Motivational and self-regulation theory. Each of these theories will be demonstrated by using students both 4th grade and college age. Let's discuss dual coding theory. Dual coding theory, which focuses on simultaneous imagery and language learning. Strengths to this theory. Dual coding theory. This theory was proposed by Alan Pavio. The human memory has 2 functionally independent systems or ways to store information, both verbal memory and image memory. Dual coding lays down 2 separate but linked memory traces, one for each of the 2 memory storage systems. Memory will be retained and retrieved at a much greater rate if it is stored in 2 different locations. This dual storage allows for learning and understanding to occur at a much higher rate. The storage also allows for knowledge to be retained at a longer rate after exposure occurs. Does the lesson have visual and auditory elements? Have I planned for enough time so that each student can store the new information in their memory, both visual storage and auditory storage? Weaknesses to this theory. There's not enough time in the classroom, and emotional and senses distract from the visual and linguistic memory storage. The following example is dual coding being used to teach 4th grade students in Houston Independent School District. They are learning about writing compositions. Students are using manipulatives for visuals as well as listening to the presenter auditorily. Students are standing up, they're sitting down, they're processing information using visual as well as auditory information. They're putting it together in a very tactile, kinesthetic approach to be able to get them to remember the information much longer. They're storing this information that they retained and received visually in a part of their brain, as well as the information that they received auditorily. They're storing it in a different place. So it's dual storage from that dual coding, which allows them to remember information longer. I'm also going to discuss meaningful reception learning schema theory. Meaningful reception learning schema theory is how learners bring their previous learned knowledge to the table to acquire new learning. Schema is the organizational structure in which information about a certain topic is stored in your memory. Strengths to this theory. Meaningful reception learning schema theory. This theory was proposed by David Ospel. Information is organized into 2 categories, comparative anchoring and expository anchoring. While presenting new information, there is an expository anchor that ties to previous knowledge already learned. While learning new information, it must be anchored using comparative or existing schemas, which relates information to something that is similar or something that is different in the learner's knowledge. New information becomes understood when it is anchored to already known information. Does this lesson build on previous knowledge? Does the lesson incorporate new learning that links back to the foundational knowledge that the student has already received many times throughout the year? Weaknesses to this theory. students don't have previous knowledge, and the students have many gaps within the knowledge that they have, and they cannot link the new information back. The following is an example of meaningful reception learning schema theory being used to teach 4th grade students in Carrizo Springs Independent School District. They are learning how to better understand the steps required in brainstorming and pre-writing. These students are doing a chant while wearing doctor's masks. They are pretending to be surgeons and performing octosurgery on the brainstormed writing ideas. The O for omit, ideas that are repeats. C, they're going to combine ideas. T, they're going to toss ideas that are not as strong. And O, they're going to organize the remaining ideas.
Omit what I don't need. Combine ideas just in need. Toss them if they're not the best. Organize all the rest. My paper now will be the best. And I will surely pass the test.
I am also going to discuss motivational and self-regulation theory. Motivational and self-regulation theory focuses on goals, large goals, small goals, but it's extremely goal-oriented. Strengths to this theory. Motivational and self-regulation theory. This theory was proposed by A. Bandura. Most human behavior is directed towards accomplishing goals. Feedback plays a critical role in self-regulation. This helps the individual understand their progress towards achieving their goal. Goals can be categorized in 2 different ways. They can be approach goals or avoidance goals. Goals should be arranged in hierarchy. Smaller goals are accomplished when a new goal is set, almost like rungs on a ladder, one after the other. Some goals are part of 2 different larger goals, and the individual is killing 2 birds with 1 stone while accomplishing this smaller goal. Does the lesson have a class goal? Do the students have small goals that they can set to help them work towards a much larger goal? Did the teacher show the students how to set the goals? Is there a chart or some type of visual reminder of set goals and achieved goals? Weaknesses to this actual theory. Students don't know how to set goals. Students don't keep up with marking off small goals, so they don't see progressive movement, therefore are not motivated. The following example is a freshman college student at the University of Texas. The following slides show in detail her goals for her undergraduate degree and her 4 years in college. She has a plan for even the extracurricular activities. Kendra has many goals here. She has biomedical engineering major goals. Then she also has study abroad goals. For the internships, she talks about her chemistry major goals, then looks at her business minor goals. Then she goes on and looks at her IBM class goals, as well as free time goals. And then she even talks about water polo. She's part of the team, the goals there, research lab goals, as well as baseball diamond goals. In conclusion, I will be intentional in the way I develop curriculum in the future. I will continue to use goals to motivate students, and I will use dual coding theory and meaningful reception learning theory in the planning and delivery of student and adult learning in the future. Thank you for watching.